2025 meeting of the Dobbs Ferry Zoning Board. And tonight we have one application, which is for a renovation project at 311 Broadway. And the plans will require 3 variances, and that's what the application is about today. So the first variance concerns the maximum lot coverage, where the proposed lot coverage is 2,876 square feet, and that requires a variance of 761.4 square feet. And the second, actually the second and third both concern the setback for parking. And one of the setbacks, and the minimum requirement is 10 feet. One of the proposed setbacks would be 1 foot, requiring a variance of 9 feet for parking. And on the other side, the proposal is for 3.75 feet of parking from the rear yard, and that would require a variance of 6.25 feet. Who will be here on behalf of the applicant?
Hello, good evening. My name is Suzanne Levine. I'm the project architect for 311 Broadway. I'm with CGA Studio Architects. I'm here with Christina Griffin, also architect on the project, and we are representing our client Andrew Cortese, who's also here with us tonight. I'd like to introduce you to this project. This is, you may be familiar with this building. It is currently a 3-story brick building with a wraparound porch facing Broadway. It's located next to the Shabbat Synagogue, and currently in pretty poor condition. This is our location map showing you how the building fronts Broadway, surrounded by a mix of housing types. We have apartment buildings, townhouses, single family, multifamily, a very eclectic mix. This building dates from the early 20th century, and was originally a single-family home, but in more recent years has been used as a multifamily residence. It has 7 units in it, all quite small, undersized, very substandard. Our goal with this project is to bring those units up to current standards, code compliance, and to preserve this beautiful building, which is such a special building that it lends itself to reuse.
Is it fully unoccupied today?
Right now it is fully unoccupied, yes. Yeah. Here are a few more pictures showing the condition of the building as we walk around. It's a brick building, but as we go around, there have been additions that have been put on here, right here. Over the years, they too are, really substandard, falling apart, and will need to be removed as part of the project. And I just like to give you just a look at the neighborhood. I'm sure this is familiar to you, but as you can see, 311 Broadway is right here, and as we look down Broadway, we have the synagogue. We have this is a multifamily home. This is a 2-family. These are the on Chestnut Court. Those are attached townhomes, and we have apartments. And then right across the street, we have this long run of wall, and that is the apartments at 300 Broadway. This is our zoning data, which you just took us through the variances. We are proposing additions at the back of the building that will allow us, even though we're decreasing the unit count from 7 to 6, it makes for more comfortable units. But that brings us over the lot coverage We are over by 761.4 square feet. We will take you through our design process and how we, came to size those additions and, the benefits we think it brings to the project. Also, as you mentioned, right now, the site has room for 1 parking space. We're proposing 8. And 2 of those parking spaces in the rear back corner of the building encroach into the rear and side yard.
Can I
Parking
ask you,
setback.
what's the current square footage today? I couldn't find it anywhere.
The current square footage of the home?
Yeah.
Take you to that here. These are our coverage calculations. We have, the current house is, sorry, I need my glasses here. The footprint of the current house is 1,569 square feet, plus the porch. And you want to know the total
I mean,
floor
it's-
area?
Yeah,
So,
versus what
okay. Here, actually, I'll bring you to our, this is the breakdown of the different units, the existing units versus the proposed. I'm sorry, I don't have a photo here, but I can tally this up for you pretty quickly. We have 6 units that range from 379 to 641 existing.
we just ballpark.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, about 3,000
Okay.
square feet of living area. And then our proposed, our units, we're proposing a mix of a 1-bedroom, mostly 2 bedrooms, and a 3-bedroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6,500 square feet, something like that, of living area. I'm going to take you back to the site plan to show sort of what we're proposing. This hatched area are the additions we're proposing to take down. The gray building is the existing brick building that we're proposing to keep. We're also proposing to keep a portion of the wraparound porch, which really gives the building a lot of character. The area in blue are our additions. So once we take this hatched area away, these are our additions that wrap around the building. The additions have been guided by 2 criteria. We wanted to meet the rear yard setback. We did not want to encroach within that, and that's right here. And also, we sized the addition so that the majority of the parking would be concealed by the addition. So this addition is about 19 and a half feet, comes out 19 and a half feet off of the building, and that allows for our 18-foot parking spaces below the building. And we felt that was, the best way to provide parking on the site was to conceal the parking as much as possible, and the addition allowed us to do that. We are also, and this is the corner where we have those 2 parking spaces, and this is our parking setback, and this is where we are encroaching into the parking setback. At the rear, we have 4 parking spaces, including a handicap parking space. And we are also showing 2 parking spaces in the front yard and a new entry and driveway from an existing curb cut, where we're using the existing curb cut. Currently, right now, there's a little bit of a driveway and there's room for 1 car right here. Also, the site plan shows the current 3rd floor, the ceiling height's up there about 7 feet 2, so very, again, substandard. We are proposing to rebuild the mansard roof and tie it around all the additions, that will give us ceiling heights in keeping with the ceiling heights at the 2nd floor, 9-foot ceiling height, and we're proposing a bulkhead to allow access to roof decks. That bulkhead is 8% of the roof area, and that's below the minimum, the maximum allowable of 20% by the code, so it is compliant. This gives you an idea of the current condition of some of the apartments. they're really quite small and, you know, really makeshift the way they've been laid out with, you know, just kitchens kind of tucked into living rooms. And you can see that there's been water damage over the year and really in need of an upgrade. And again, this is our comparison. The existing units, we're calling them mostly one bedroom, but they, with a studio at the basement. But just walking through there, I think we saw that there were multiple sleeping areas. You know, I think it was really used more as like a rooming house, but very small units ranging from, as I said, 379 to 641 square feet. Our new design allows us to have a diversity of units. It allows us to have a one bedroom and 4 2-bedrooms with 2 baths and also a 3-bedroom at the 3rd floor. And, you know, if we feel like this is a real benefit to the site to have that diversity of housing type. And also the sizes, even though the sizes have been increased to provide, you know, very comfortable units, they're still pretty modest size. The 2 bedrooms range from 1,014 to 1,036, but actually you know, preserving the brick footprint of the existing building, you'll see when we go through the layouts, really enabled us to have a nice open living area, and then the additions allow us to have very compact but comfortable bedrooms. We took a look just at the comprehensive plan that's being drafted for Dobbs Ferry and the vision for Dobbs Ferry. You know, what they would like, what you would like to see in this village. And you know, it was interesting comparing it to the current Dobbs Ferry vision plan, which dates from 2010. There really is an emphasis on bringing more housing to Dobbs Ferry, you know, having that really connected to the downtown and to transit. We just went through the draft that's online, and you know, we feel like this project really meets a lot of the goals of or many of the goals that are listed in the vision, the draft of the vision plan for the new comprehensive plan. Expand housing options and opportunities in a sustainable manner. Nothing is more sustainable than adaptive reuse of an existing building. Protect historic village charm. That is a goal of our design. Incentivize the repurposing, redevelopment, and rehabilitation of existing structures within the village that we are doing. And the list goes on, you know, diverse housing types and, you know, and having more dense housing types in multifamily.
And these are all going to be rental units, is that right?
I'm sorry?
Rental?
Yes, rentals. Yeah. And I'll also point out it meets the goal of the zoning district itself, the B zoning district. The purpose of the district is continued use of larger homes, many built pre-1900 for multifamily and professional offices, and it encourages adaptive reuse. Okay, so this is our basement plan. And on each of these plans, we've highlighted the existing brick structure that we're preserving. This basement space allows for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit. We are also showing a common hall, this parking out in the back. And then this would be a common hall where people could come up and go up a common stair. We also have common bike storage for the tenants as well, and a utility area. This is our first floor plan. And I think one thing I wanted to mention as well is we are, as part of the project, we are providing a code-compliant egress stair, which currently does not exist, as well as an elevator at the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floor. So as you can see, this is the footprint of our existing brick building, and it really lends itself to a very nice open layout kitchen, dining, living for each of these units. And our addition, this is the hatched area showing the buildings the additions we're removing. Our additions allow for our bedroom and bathroom space. And, you know, we thought we would just take you through you know, what the alternatives look like if we were going to have a compliant lot coverage, and how that would affect the design. So this shows the footprint of the building if we were going to have a code compliant lot coverage. There's some drawbacks to this in that, you know, we really feel like this space for the main living space works so well and is really up to modern standards. It's not excessive by any means, it's still very modest, but it really works as the main living space. But you can see that we become very limited in the amount of bedroom space. We will probably end up with a studio here and a one-bedroom here. Another alternative is to remove the front porch, the wraparound porch, which is, you know, really providing so much beauty to the building, but it's also using up valuable lot coverage. It's about 341 square feet. We also took a look at maybe taking away the beautiful bay window at the side of the building, which is, I think, about 32 square feet. And so we end up with with more workable space for the units. But I would say the drawback is that we lose some significant architectural features of the home, and we don't end up with great units. You know, we probably end up with a one-bedroom here. This maybe could be a two-bedroom, but a pretty substandard, maybe a one-bedroom with an alcove office and only one bathroom. So this is our second floor plan with the additions as we'd like to do them. This is pretty much what's going on at the first floor. We have kitchen, dining, living here. We have a common hall and an elevator. And then you go through and we have a child's bedroom, a primary bedroom, and two baths, laundry area, utility area, and it just works. Same with over here. We have a secondary bedroom, primary bedroom, and two baths, laundry area, and it works very nicely. As we go up to the third floor, we decided to make this a 3-bedroom unit, again, to diversify the unit size. This unit is about 2,000 square feet, and it has a roof deck off of the living space. And this is our roof plan. This is our bulkhead. It's about 144 square feet. 144. And this would be a roof deck also for the third floor unit. These are our elevations. Take you through. We really, all of the design considerations you see as we go around this building really pick up on the existing detail. We are rebuilding the existing porch, picking up on the trim details, the brackets, all the richness of the trim around the dormers, and of course the mansard roof, which is really, kind of a defining element of the home. So this, you can see, this is the existing brick home. This is the existing porch that's going to be rebuilt, and this is our addition setback. But we are keeping that mansard and we're wrapping it around the building to make it look like the additions have always been there. As we go around the side of the building, you can see this is the existing building, this is the existing porch, this is the existing entry to the basement that we're upgrading, and then this is our addition. And you can see that the size of the addition allows for the parking to be set down our driveway and underneath the building. This is the back of the building. Again, picking up a lot of the details of the original home. We have added a small roof deck here, but we've kind of tucked it into the roof line, so kind of really feels like when you see the building from the side, it really feels like it's integrated very well. Up here you see our bulkhead and a railing at the top. And this is that bay window we're preserving. This is the entry into the basement. And then finally, as we go around this side, this is the existing home. This is the addition, and this is our bulkhead addition at the top. And we're just going to close with some benefits of this project. Even though we are requesting 3 variances for this project, we feel like they serve the project very well, and allow us to adapt the use of this existing building, allow us to preserve the historic character of the existing building. We are bringing the existing dilapidated building up to code, and we're making the unit sizes much more comfortable for today's standards. The additions have been designed to preserve the existing brick exterior walls, and the project includes a code-compliant egress stair and elevator. These are transit-oriented housing units. They're within walking distance of the downtown and Metro North and the buses. And I also mentioned that there's currently no stormwater system on the site. The back of the site is a steep slope. The driveway is. There's a lot of water coming from all directions from different properties. But the goal is to regrade the property in the back, put in a full, obviously, required stormwater system, and to manage the water better than it is currently being managed. And that's.
Thank you. I do want to say, I'm sure everyone else does too, I appreciate the thoroughness of that presentation, and especially, I think, putting in depictions of the alternatives and how that would work is very helpful to us. And I think you answered all of my questions. Does anybody else have questions?
I just want to see first if anybody in the audience has a question. Audience?
Yeah, is there someone here? Anyone else? Is there anyone on Zoom, by the way? Okay. So I see Mr. Steinschneider is here, not as a applicant tonight.
No, not as an applicant, but as an advocate for exactly what's being proposed here. This effort of doing this kind of project really goes back to around 1980, when we had a number of buildings along that strip that were in less than great condition. And several of them have been redone. We've been involved in a couple, and I think it's made a difference. The vision plan that was adopted in 2010 identified the need for the Broadway zone. And one.
By the way, let me just stop you.
Who am I?
You should state your name and your
Patty
your address.
Steinschneider, principal of Gotham Design, located 2 buildings away from this, and that's where I also live, 329 Broadway. So this is something I think is really important. I think they're approaching it in exactly the right way. I'm amazed you're getting 8 parking spaces. I think that's really remarkable.
And are the variances for the parking, they're all kind of subterranean, right? You don't even really see them? Is that
I
right?
wouldn't say that they're subterranean,
Well, I mean,
but they are around the back, tucked into the corner, and yes, the grade
It's sort of
drops.
behind a wall. almost.
Yeah, there is going to be a retaining wall. We're kind of carving out the backyard to create, again, deal with the drainage issue and, tuck those 2 cars in the back. So, we don't think it's really going to have an impact, too much of a big impact.
On the neighbor,
Or
right? They won't even
anybody
really
else.
see the cars, will they?
Yeah, you can't see them from, certainly from Broadway, and,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it provides very needed parking, which is really, really good. The other thing that, because they mentioned this a moment ago, in the zoning, in the vision plan that we adopted in 2010, we had identified all this. I'm also on the comprehensive plan now that's going through it, and their representation is actually a little softer than I think what we're thinking, is that this is important. And I think we're going to actually try to find ways to enhance this as an opportunity more than what we've had. We've seen the benefits of these kinds of buildings being restored, brought back into use. It maintains the fabric of our community, and it keeps the character of Broadway, which is kind of like a main street in Dobbs. So I totally support this, and I hope you consider it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruce?
I do think the lot coverage variance is substantial, but I think it's justified and can be supported. I don't think it changes the character of Main Street. I think it's pluses to the community outweigh any negatives associated with the lot coverage. And I'm going to agree with Jeremy and with Mr. Sternschneider and say, you guys did an excellent job on this, and I think it'll be a positive change to the community.
We have a motion to close the meeting? I'm sorry, close the hearing, not the meeting.
Sure, motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Any other motions?
Motion to approve the 3 variances requested, with the understanding that the work is to proceed as shown on the attached documents submitted and dated, whatever that, 10/21/25.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Congratulations
Thank you
and good
very
luck.
much.
And
Appreciate that.
I think everyone is in agreement. This will be a nice improvement for a very prominent part of the,
We're very excited to work on it. Thank you so much.
and that's the only item on our agenda, so we're adjourned until December. Thank you.